What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to a Euro 2020 special. Yes, a Euro 2020 special. Shout out to everyone in the comments. Shout out to everyone watching from wherever you are in the world. And respect to you if you're not an England fan as well. But I had to talk about this because, you know what? United transfers, there's a little bit going on. And yeah, I'll speak a little bit about that towards the end of the show. But for our players, this is massive. This is massive. We've got Luke Shaw there. We've got Harry Maguire there. We've got Sancho and Rashford, although, don't get me wrong, they're not playing the most amount of football. But listen, man, we have to talk about it. I wanted to talk about the impact that it can have on us as a team if Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw and Sancho and Rashford as well, but mainly Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw come back to our team as European champions. What does that mean for the dressing room? What does that mean for the morale? What does it mean? Like that's what I want to know. Also, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how Oli manages that and the positivity it can have on the team, maybe even negativity. I was reading an article in the Manchester Evening News that was talking about Beckham and talking about how he always used to put England before the club, and he was basically talking about the article was basically talking about that Sir Alex had to manage that and he saw that coming, but Oli was there at that time, so he's going to have to use some of his experience to see how the players come back, because as soon as we lose a game or have a real bad result or go on a bad run of games or whatever, those players are going to be looked at as, it's the hangover from the Euros, or they don't care. Just those kind of, subplots, but also the positivity. Because like I said, having those winners in your team. If we win today, Luke Shaw's playing at a world-class level and would have won a major, major trophy. Harry Maguire's playing at a very good level. Let's just say he's in world-class form right now, and he could win a potential major honour as well. Then all of a sudden you look at our dressing room saying, well, you've got 2 European Cup winners in there. You've got a World Cup winner in there, however long he stays, Paul Pogba. You've got Varane, hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't know, World Cup winner in there. You've got Rashford and Sancho, they'll go down as European winners, although they didn't win it, but the experience of being there. All of a sudden, okay, Fred didn't win the Copa America, but all of a sudden you're starting to see a team that's maybe winners. Do you know what I mean? That has won stuff, which is massive for where we want to get to and what we want to do. So I want to talk about that. And obviously the game, England-Italy, man. If you're not an England fan, big up yourselves. Let me know who you are rooting for, because I know there's a lot of people. There's a lot of you guys watching from all over the world, which is massive, and I want to include you guys in this. So I want you guys to have just as much to say as us England fans. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to be the key players? What do you think is going to happen, etc. And if you are an England fan, let me know what you think is going to happen today. And more importantly, with a United spin on it, let's talk about Maguire and Luke Shaw, about what type of game they need to have. Luke Shaw has been unbelievable for the last year and a half. Unbelievable. I think when Brandon Williams come into our team, right, and this is in my opinion, when Brandon Williams come into our team, I was one of the fans who was like, this Brandon Williams kid looks very good. He's very refreshing. He's very aggressive. Luke Shaw needs to kind of watch himself. That's what I said. I can hold my hands up and say that. Let me know what you guys are saying. I have no problem in saying that. That's what I said at the time. I didn't say Luke Shaw should be sold. I said this is a wake-up call for Luke Shaw, because this young kid is hungry, he's tenacious, he's aggressive. And Brandon went on to have a good second half of the season in that breakthrough season that he had. Then it's almost like Tellez coming. And when Brandon Williams came back out the side in that first season that he had and Luke Shaw took the reins back, Luke Shaw went from strength to strength. Then Tellez came in and Luke Shaw just went, right, I'm done. I'm ready. I'm fit. I'm confident. I've got the backing of the manager. The young kid's come in and done well, but I can't let him take my shot. I remember him starting against Chelsea, Brandon Williams, left wing back, City, started left wing back. He played some big games away from home. The games that Brandon Williams was playing was big games. Games that would have made Luke Shaw go, rah, you know what? Nah, I honestly think that was a turning point for him. Not in a bad way, but in a positive way. In a way that said, you know what? I'm better than this. I need to announce myself and I need to get consistent. and have that belief in myself that I can be a top left back. And that's what he's done ever since then. Brandon Williams went on to have a poor season, which is not really his fault, but Telles came. And it's almost like when Telles come as well, he was like, I'm not going to have the new kid on the block take my spot. And he just went from gear to gear to gear to gear. Transfer that to England. Gareth Southgate knows this. Gareth Southgate knows this. And that's why after the first game, what was it, against Croatia, I was there. I couldn't believe it. He played Trippier, didn't he? I think he played Trips at left wing back. And I was like, wow, that's... And Walker at right back, I think he did. Or whatever it was. Yeah, it was right back. And I was like, wow, that's weird. Like, that's, no proper left back. And then from then, Luke Shaw came in second game and has been there ever since, I believe. So that is a massive thing. And for England, those 2 assists in like 4 minutes, he was like I saw the stats saying like not even Zidane did that. Forget Roberto Carlos, he's better than Zidane. Look, it's all tongue in cheek, innit? It's Roberto Carlos, all of that stuff. But what's unanimous is that he is in the form of his life. And for England, look at the output. Look what he's doing. It's not by accident. It's not luck. He's taken a world-class season in terms of his level of his performances and the consistency of his performances and took it into tournament football. It's not easy to do that. A lot of players, choke. They choke at international level when it comes to the big games. And Luke Shaw hasn't done that. He has not done that. It's coming home, says Dilza. Luke Dino Shawberto says Star-Lord. United Fan TV says, people, have you liked, shared and subscribed? No, then you're a smelly... They're not smelly pagans, but make sure you guys like, share and subscribe. Be nice to the people that mods. I know what you're getting at, but do it in a nice way. Flex, it's coming home, says Conrad. It's coming home, says Morad. I'm from Northern Ireland and fully supporting England tonight. One of the mods, big up yourself. And who else says it's coming home as well? Top of the morning, Flex says Star-Lord. And Varane is coming, says Dr. Tonmoy. So a lot of you lot think it's coming home. I think today, I think we will win today. I feel confident. Will it be difficult? Will it be nip and tuck? Will it be a real cagey game? Yes, I think it's going to be 1-0. 1-0 in extra time. Because I just think both teams are very tactical. Both teams probably don't want to dominate the ball a lot, even though Italy's best area of the field is probably their midfield. Is their midfield. I just feel like it's massive for Rice and Phillips. I don't think Gareth Southgate's going to change it. And when you're looking at the back, I think Harry Maguire, and again with the United spin on it, with what Harry Maguire has done this season, you have to fall back. If you was unsure, if you was giving him stick, if you was maybe, not sure where he's going to go with his United career and is he going to be a top draw player, the stuff that happened in Greece. One thing I regret is maybe speaking a bit too prematurely on that. And that is one thing that I think we all need to get better at. When I say we all, if you didn't do it, then you know that you're not the person to do it. I like to continually learn as I go on. If I've done something and I look back on it and think that was a bit early doors, man, you maybe shouldn't have said that. Because at the time I was saying, I don't think he should be United captain anymore. At the time I felt that, but I didn't even really have all the facts, really. So I suppose you got to learn, innit? Sometimes you make mistakes and you learn, and also sometimes someone proves you wrong, which is fine. You know what I mean? No one's perfect. But what I will say from a footballing point of view is the whole thing of like he costs 80 million. He's not really a leader. Bruno should be the captain at United. He's slow. He's this. He's that. Listen, he's proved that he's not crap. Do you know what I'm saying? And with the right partner, plus confidence, plus experience, he's a top draw centre half. He is, and the impact he's had on Man United is there for us all to see. We know it as United fans. We've been watching him obviously since he's come to the club, game in, game out, and seen him grow. And to the point where when he got injured to the back end, the last who did he get injured against? Was it Leicester? Or I think it was Leicester. I can't remember. I think since then we realised how important he was. Do you know what I mean? Someone just said there, Abjad says he is not crap but not United quality. I think he is United quality. I disagree. I think he is United quality. I think that's the schema around him. Like, he's never going to be good enough to play for Man United. Like, we should have better than that. But when you think about it, I think he's showing, especially if he keeps this level up. If he keeps this level up, then he's showing that he can play for us, especially next to the likes of a Varane. Kyle Paul says, don't agree with your Maguire take. He's overrated, says Kyle Paul. And a lot of people think that. I think it overrated comes from when people gas up players that are like way above their level. So Kyle Paul, fair enough. You don't agree with what I'm saying. That's cool. The reason I don't think he's overrated, I don't think I rate him better than what he is. I understand his limitations and I understand what he's very good at. He's very good on the ball and distribution and bringing the ball out the back. What he is doing really well, especially in the Euros, is defending on the front foot and not allowing attackers to turn and run at him. It's almost like when a striker or the opposition player is getting the ball into feet, Harry Maguire's right in defending aggressively but not fouling. That's almost like a respect of his own. It's a respect of his own deficiency of attribute, which is pace, and someone running at him maybe, because he's basically saying, I don't want that centre forward to turn and run at me and expose me and draw me into a one-on-one battle running back towards my own goal. I'm going to go and meet him, either make sure he doesn't turn, or better still, I'm going to nick it from behind without fouling and put my team on the front foot and go play. So that's a weakness, but it's also a strength of his because he's understanding that. In the air, what have we asked for him more so in the air is to be more dominant, get his head on things. He should be clearing the ball very consistently. He should be on the other end of attacking headers. And I think he's doing that now. So I don't think that's overrating him. I think that's just saying that he's now starting to do his job at a consistent level and quite a good level. Get the right centre back next to him, I think he'll be fine. I really do. I think he'll be fine. So for me, I'm just happy to just say he still needs to carry on in that vein. Look, if he goes backwards and then can't get the consistency, etc., it'll be jarring because you know there's a player in there. But you then have to say, okay, he's not being consistent, or over since the time he's come to United, he's been inconsistent, then consistent, then inconsistent again. We'll wait and see. But I think he's starting to believe that he can play at this level, and he's starting to show it, in my opinion. And the effect that's going to have, I mean, look. There's two ways this can go from a Man United point of view as well. We've got 4 players there, technically 3 because Sancho hasn't actually been unveiled yet, but we know it's 4, yeah. Oh, and Dean Henderson. Oh no, Dean Henderson got injured, didn't he? Is he even still there, Dean Henderson? I don't think he is. I think he got sent home, didn't he? I can't remember, he got injured. But anyway, 4 players, yeah. It can go one of 2 ways, because if we lose today and they come back losers, maybe they can come back in a way that's negative, and you know, they lost the Europa League final, haven't won anything under Oli, got this close to winning the Euros. And depending on your mentality, that can eat you up. Do I think it will? I don't think it will. I think the likes of Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire and Rashford and Sancho, I add them in. And with what Oli's trying to build, I think they'll quickly snap out of that. But it's just an interesting point to talk about the 2 sides of the coin of how it can land. Because you can come back the losers. You can come back as the nearly men. But I think the energy around England right now, the energy in the nation, I think they'll all be heroes even if they lose. I know there's going to be people who will disagree with that, and that's fine. There's going to be people who say this is the typical England mentality. Didn't win, you lost, you didn't win anything. But it's about the progress, and it's about showing that you can consistently go deep into tournaments. And technically, we've already bettered last year's result. Of course you want to win, but I'm just saying how it would probably make them feel as players to say we nearly did it, like we're nearly there. Do you know what I mean? So, and you know, they've given us like GGMU TV says, big up the guys there, Test and Rubes. They've given us the best day since 1966. Obviously, I wasn't born then, and I doubt a lot of you lot were born then. Maybe some of you were. But what these players have achieved, even if they lose, they should still be commended. They should. This is our first final since 1966. So even if they lose, of course we're not winners in the sense, but that team and the confidence they take from that should propel them to the, you know, the World Cup's only next year, so it should propel them to the next level. Versus, so that's one side where it could be negative, but I don't believe it will. But the second part is, imagine they win. Imagine we win, which I think we will. If we win, come back 10 foot tall, and like I said, you got winners in that dressing room. As long as the egos, and this is another thing of why I think this England team is so good. I don't think there's many egos there. I think when in our golden generation, I don't think this is, people say this is the best England team that we've had, yeah? I don't necessarily think it's the best England team we've had. I think it's actually, I think it's the best team, capital T. Like the blend between youth and experience, and the fact that there's no egos in there, I think really helps. The tribalism, I don't think, is in that dressing room. And that's why I got to commend Gareth Southgate on. And also, it's just the type of the generation that we have. So when you had Lampard, Scholes, Rio, Terry, Rooney, Owen, Gerrard, Beckham, Neville, those are like Sol Campbell, Ashley Cole. Those are like you're talking some of the best. You're talking the best players of our generation, innit? Like they didn't win anything, and we didn't hit the heights that we should have done with the type of players that we had. But I think the reason why it's working now, and maybe it didn't really work like before with those type of players, is because in this team with this set of players, who's the big dog? Who's the big man who says, listen, you know what I've won. You know how sick I am. I'm one of the best players of our generation. Yeah, we're basically trying to give Grealish that and Foden yet, but it's premature. Like these guys have not done it at the top level. They haven't. Like Foden's on his way up. Grealish is on his way up. Sancho, Saka, they're all on their way up. But who in that team has say I've been there and done it? Don't get me wrong. Yes, Mason Mount's just won the Champions League, which is fantastic. Reece James has just won the Champions League, which is fantastic. And Kyle Walker and Stones and even Foden have won big stuff. But in the context of a generation of football, all right, how many world-class players are there in there? Like genuine world-class players. Because when it was the golden era, it was all of those players that I mentioned to you. You can laugh at it. They'd say, oh, Gary never went world-class, but he played at the top level and won, what, how many trophies did he win? 15, 16, probably 20 odd trophies. Do you know what I mean? He won big things at a high level for playing for a long time. People like to laugh at Gary Neville just because he even admits himself that he might not be great in this era. But in that era, you don't play as many games as he played for club and country and win the things he did if he was shit. It's as simple as that. Zayn Miassi says, Saka hat-trick today. Big up Zayn Miassi. Zayn, listen, be my guest, mate. Be my guest, bro. I'm happy. If Saka scores a hat-trick today, I'm over the moon. I don't care how we win today. And Brooks Key says, I have mixed feelings with England. I hate their media, but like the players. Either ways, we'll be happy for United, lads. Big up, Flex. Huge fan, says Brooks. Really interesting point. And that's another thing of why I'm so happy and proud of these players, because whether you see how the media report things, you see, you know, some of the things that have been going on, the need, the this, that, and the other, all of the, I'm not going to call it political stuff because I don't believe it is politics. I just think it's, you know, equality, diversity, and racism, and just, you know, discrimination. It's those subjects. But if you leave that aside, if you look at our squad, yeah, this is another reason why I love it. One, you have to big up Gareth Southgate for how he's managed these players. When people were talking crap about the knee, and oh, it's a political gesture, it's this, it's that, they shouldn't be doing it. He came out and stood by his players and said, listen, whatever you think the reason why is in your head from other things, I'm telling you now, my set of players are not doing it for this. We are telling you, we are doing it for this. So if you can't get behind that, get out. Like, we're telling you why we're doing it. So that should quash any form of thing. He stood behind his players. And two, when you look at the players, someone just said there, Benny said, Saka is such a likeable guy, and that's it from a United fan. When you look at the players in that team, you just like them. Do you know what I mean? And that team is such a representation of our society that's being championed. And I love it. And the multicultural, diverse side of our team is contributing to the success of it as well. And it's all in one. I think I saw a news piece being done, and I think there was only 3 players. I think it was Henderson, I think it was Maguire, Pickford, and I think one other. It might be Henderson. I can't remember who it was, but I think there was only 3 players that are like out and out English. All the other players had like Irish, Scottish, Jamaican, or Caribbean somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, Jack Grealish could have played for Ireland, I think it was. Declan Rice could have played for Ireland. Calvin Phillips is mixed race. Like, the squad is so diverse. And that, for me, shows that it's a representation of our society, which is why although there's a lot of stuff that's gone on in the country that you might think twice about being patriotic, I think you can put that to me personally, I can put that to the side for this to say, look at the players that are in that team and look at how they conduct themselves, look at how Southgate has led them, and look at the joy they're bringing to the country. Yes, because they're performing essentially, so everyone's happy, but still, I just think it's a proper diverse set of players, which is a representation of England. A true representations. You know what I'm saying? Of loads of different cultures, a melting pot of different people. And that's what I like about it. And I have to big up Gareth Southgate. I don't think there's any egos in there. And you know what? I said Rancho. I was just about to say Rancho. Is that a new thing? Is that what we're going to do when those two link up next year? Rancho. Rashford and Sancho's Rancho. Wow. As for... Why have I just said Rancho? That is mad. Rashford and Sancho, they're not playing a big part in it, but even just being there and being part of the squad and getting a few minutes here or there. Sancho had a start against Ukraine, played 90 minutes, I think. You can't... That's invaluable. Because I think what haters will do is say, you didn't even play, mate. Do not underestimate what it's like to feel part of a squad, yeah. And Rancho sounds like some source says Woomin Kelvin. 100% Rancho. I don't know. Ranchwood as well. Oh, Ranchwood. Add Greenwood into that as well. Wow, that's a good one. I don't know what I've just done there. Maybe we can start getting that trending when those guys start linking up next year. But right now I'm focusing on England. But yeah, people underestimate like what being part of the squad actually gives you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's ignorant to say, oh, mate, you didn't play. Like, if Connor Cody gets a medal, right? I don't know exactly how it works, but I think they all get a medal, even if you didn't have an appearance. It's because you're in the squad in the international tournaments. I could be wrong. Someone correct me if I am, but that's how I understand it. Ben White and who else hasn't played? Calvert-Lewin and Connor Cody, Rashford and Sancho, who haven't played major parts, but, you know, they've come on here and there. When they get their medals, don't think they're not going to be gassing, feeling like they're a European champion. Yeah, deep down, they might be like, I wish I would have played, or I wish I would have played the 90 minutes and scored, or whatever. I wish I would have kept the clean sheet for Connor Cody when we won 1-0 against Italy. But being there and going home to tell your family that I was in that squad that won our first major tournament since 1966, do not play that down as an achievement, and do not play that down as to what that does for your mentality going into the next season. You're 10 foot tall. You puff out your chest. Your shoulders are broad, and you're saying, yo, I've been part of history. Do you know what I'm saying? Look, I remember when Rhian Brewster won the Champions League at Liverpool, and people were laughing because he had his Champions League medal and he was getting a trim in the barbershop, and they was like, look at this kid, he didn't even play. I was like, this kid's just have the experience of a lifetime. Don't get me wrong, all right, he's gone on to Sheffield United since then, and it might not have whatever. But my point is, in that moment, you can't just discredit that. Like, you're hating. Just imagine being in a position to be in a squad like that, and the squad go on to achieve something great. And also, don't underestimate what happens behind closed doors and how important those players who are not playing are to the group to keep the spirits up. You need people like that, man. It ain't just about the 13 or so players that play all the time. Your 11 plus your couple of subs that are the go-to subs. It's about the whole 22-man squad or whatever it is. Edro says, Flex, big up, bro. Big up yourself as well. Thank you for the super chat. And I've read that super chat already. Jack Horsey says, come on, England. One Rover says, big up, Flex. Keep smashing the content. Hashtag is coming home. 100%. And Saka wouldn't be in the squad if Greenwood didn't pull out injured himself, says Mikhail Khan. You know what, Mikhail Khan? I'd always like to be biased towards Man United players when I can, but I disagree. I think he would. I think Saka's been fantastic. I think he would have been in there regardless. And I would even go as far as saying Gareth Southgate might have even used him a bit more than Greenwood. I honestly do think that. I think if Greenwood came this year, in my opinion, as a United fan, if you're going deep into a game and you need someone to take a chance or come on and make a difference or make something out of nothing or take a chance out of nothing, Greenwood would be your man. But Saka's had a really good season off the back of a season before that. And Southgate likes him. Do you know what I'm saying? Southgate likes him. So I don't know. I don't think he would have not been in the squad. But onto the game though. Onto the game real quick. I think it's going to be really cagey. I think in midfield is where we're going to have to see. Will Italy want to be on the front foot and dominate the ball, because their midfield's better, so they have the players to do that in Verratti, Barella, and Jorginho. They have the players to do that, and it's going to be really important. I think Gareth Southgate goes exactly the same. You don't change the shape, but in terms of midfield three, I think he puts Mount in the 10 again and goes with Rice and Phillips. It's so important that those three work hard, which I have no doubt they will. They've been doing it all tournament, but that's going to be a key matchup, you know, to see how they respond to being put under pressure, to maybe not seeing the ball here and there. No flex. Southgate wasn't going to take him to the Euros. Every report said that. Then Greenwood pulled out and Saka got his place, says Mikhail Khan. I don't remember seeing it like that. Is that what happened? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I'll have to go check, bro. I'll have to go and check. But fair play if that's what it was. But I remember Saka just being in it in general. Did Saka get called up when Greenwood dropped out? I remember Saka being in the original provisional squad. I don't remember Saka coming in. Let me know in the comments. So that's just gonna bug me, because maybe I'm wrong. But I didn't remember seeing it like that. But yeah, back to the game. Carl Walker as well in that back four. No, he wouldn't have gone if Greenwood went. Okay, fair enough. Carl Walker as well is doing bits. Forget your City bias right now and whatnot. Yeah, he got called when Greenwood dropped out. Saka was in the provisional squad as Mason. Mixed responses here. That's really going to annoy me. Yes, Flex, he was called up to the provisional squad. Yeah, I thought he was. And then Greenwood dropped out of the provisional squad because he was like, I'm injured, I'm just going to go do my thing. But Saka just stayed in it. Yeah, both were. Yeah, because I remember saying like Maddison missed out, etc. But Saka and Greenwood were both in there. He was in the 33-man squad, not the 26 originally. What? Anyway, and they're both good. They're both good. But Carl Walker, listen, I think Carl Walker's just okay on the ball. Like, he can pass, he can control, he can do the basics. He's not going to give you what Trent gives you in terms of amazing balls round the back of the defence, whipping it round, etc., etc. But the recovery that he possesses, I'm going to say this, is almost single-handedly holding us together. You know how many what dangerous positions could have turned into goals if Walker weren't there doing his thing. He's too much of an athlete, to the point where opposition attackers are going, what's the point? What's the point? I think it was Dolberg or was it Damsgaard, one of the two, were clean through. Harry Maguire and Stones just, I don't know, they just split. They just went their separate ways. And there was a gaping hole in the midfield, in the back four. And he was in. And Walker just went, no, see you later. See you later. And I don't think any other right back who plays there can give that sort of cover. Wan-Bissaka technically could, because defensively he's very good, but positionally he might not be as good as Walker, so he might not be able to get back in at all those times. He possesses a lot of pace, Wan-Bissaka, and in one-on-one situations he's good in the tackle. I'm saying it like he even made the squad, I'm just saying provisionally. Reece James, he's a bit more balanced, but he's still got a bit of a way to go. He's not on Walker's level. And Trent will give you everything going the other way. But I don't think Trent could be in those positions that Walker was in and come out of it. And not just, that's not just a disrespect to Trent. I'm saying anyone. In Walker's position, even if Walker, that's what I mean, because Walker's so quick, even if he gives the ball away for a bad pass or a nil-time pass or not concentrating or whatever, he's just naturally that quick. It don't matter. And I just think it's just a natural trait that he has, that it's no diss to anyone else who don't have it. You're just not as fast as him. Flex your prediction. I'm saying 3-2 England. Sancho, Kane, and Sterling. I don't think Sancho will even get any minutes today. I mean, it's going to be a real cagey game. We'll see. And and Flex, they were both called up to the provisional squad. They were conflicting reports as to why Mason pulled out. It was unrelated to Saka. Okay, fair play. That's how I believe it to have gone down. And Praneeth says, "Big up Flex. We just need the pace of Walker." Says Iron Miana. And credit Southgate for playing Manchester pairings to tighten the back four. Says VK. That's interesting as well. Yeah, 100%. Because on the right side you got Walker and Stones, and on the left side you got what we're used to, which is Shaw and Maguire. And it's working. It is working. You have to say it is working. They're complementing each other very, very well. On Chiellini and Bonucci, though, look, they are world-class centre-halves. They've been there. They've done it. They've showed why they're so good. But when you deep it, don't think they can't be got at. And this is where Sterling comes into it for me. Because he's been... If he has a good game today, right, and we bring it home and he has a say, play over the tournament. Play over the tournament. I don't care. Player of the tournament. Am I being biased because I always had the view from the start when a lot of people didn't want him to play and thought he shouldn't even be in the starting lineup? Am I being a bit biased because I always wanted him to start and I thought he would come good and prove everyone wrong? Yes, a little bit. But, you know, if he didn't have a good game or a good tournament, I'd have to sit here and say, oh, man, I really wanted him to prove people wrong because I thought he did, but he hasn't had a good tournament. But the fact of the matter is that he has. You know what I mean? We didn't concede a goal up until the other day from a free kick. But in the groups, to even get out the groups, Sterling scored, 3 goals? 2 goals. How many goals did we score again? 1 against Croatia, none against Scotland, and 1 against the Czechs. You know what I'm saying? And then 1 against Germany. So, you know, what? And then an assist in the first 4 minutes to settle us down against Ukraine. Like, he's the man. Do you know what I'm saying? Kane coming into the right form at the right time is brilliant for us as well. And Saka's been unreal. So Saka, I think he'll go the same again. Saka and Sterling, again, because they're key in every game, are massively key against Italy because Chiellini and Bellucci, if you look at the goal that Spain scored against them when Morata come on, Morata just bounced the 1-2 round Chiellini got drawn out and he ran in behind and obviously rolled it in the net. That there is going to be key. Harry Kane, if he tries to just have a battle against Bonucci and Chiellini, they're saying yes. Yes, give me that. Give me that. Give me that all day. Kane with his back to us, just trying to fight us, we'll gobble him up. You know what I mean? And to be fair, that's a massively difficult task for Harry Kane, and to expect him to feed off scraps plus just battle against Chiellini and Bonucci, 2 world-class centre-halves. They can nullify him if he plays in that way. If, however, which I think is what will happen, Harry Kane drops off that front, you got Mason Mount going beyond to create like a third man run, and then you've got Saka and Sterling running in behind, causing all sorts of problems. We can get at Italy. We can get at Italy. Don't get me wrong, we might not see the ball for large moments, but if we look to get those guys involved in the final third, making runs, interchanging, and being quite versatile, that will cause Italy problems. Do you know what I'm saying? Of course, Italy are going to cause us problems going the other way. We are difficult to score against. We haven't conceded the goal from open play. Italy are capable of defending the same way. But I just feel that if we play the right game plan at home, fans going crazy, it's there for us. It's there for us to win. So there you go. So to finish off, just quickly, I started off talking about, if you're just joining us, first of all, it's over 400 people watching live, which is sick. Only 172 likes. I beg you guys, if you've just forgotten because you've just been engrossed in the content and having your say in the comments, etc. If you haven't dropped a like, please just click a like on the bottom in the corner there and hit subscribe if you are new as well. The road to 100k is well and truly on its way as well, man, which is good. We're nearly at like 60k already. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it how quick we're growing, which is sick, man. So big up to all of you guys, but make sure you guys smash a like on the video as well if you've forgotten to do that. But we started off talking about the impact, basically, that if we win or lose, that the United players coming back home from that will have in our dressing room. My verdict and my summary of that is, I think it's going to be positive either way. Yes, nobody wants to be a loser, but I think the experience of getting that far and the belief of knowing they can play at that level can only be a good thing. And if we win, I think it, again, needless to say, of course, it's going to be positive. And it was just interesting. I was just talking about, basically, I read an article in the Manchester Evening News that was basically saying about managing the egos like if they come back having won, and what that means for Solskjaer, because he was there when Beckham was going through it with England, and he saw how Sir Alex dealt with that because Beckham kind of put England first, etc. I just thought it was a really interesting talking point when it's not really much transfer things going on. Just on a transfer situation, Paul Pogba, there's a couple of reports today saying that Paul Pogba will decide his future this week, just basically as you were. Varane, still no bid. He still hasn't definitely told Real Madrid that he wants to leave, but we're in talks and we're kind of just waiting to pounce. No news. No news. And on a day like today, that is about the final, I wanted to just kind of talk about how that could impact our players and just look at it from a different perspective of something that we wouldn't normally think. Do you know what I mean? Win or lose, because it will be sick to have those guys in the dressing rooms having just won that. And you don't always think that, especially if you keep hold of Pogba and you add Varane. All of a sudden, you've got world-class players in there, or players that have achieved world-class honours. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, a little bit different today. But listen, my prediction, I think we're going to win. I mean, it's going to be 1-0 in extra time. It's going to be nervy. It's going to be crazy. Wow. Zimbello says, can we talk about United, not England? We did, Zambello. So I don't know if you're an England fan or not. But if you just rewind the video, you'll see how I was linking it back to United. Carpool says, big up Flex, great content. I have England winning 2-1. England needs to score first. And hey Flex, Dinah and I will be watching here in Kazakhstan. Dean and I will watching in Kazakhstan. Matches at 1 a.m. In the morning. Big up yourself, man, Alan, my guy. And how does Maguire? Maguire, oh my god. Could have a strong French-English spine. 100% LK, that's what I'm getting at. Exactly. Oh no, Flex is saying we're going to win. I know. I shouldn't even be doing that, because every time I do that, something happens. Do you know what I mean? But guys, smash a like on the video. It's coming home. I'll see you guys. I'll be on the Don Robbie channel on a watch along as well. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure you head over to the Don Robbie channel. I think I'll be on there with, I don't even know who's on there today. I think Expressions, Lee Judges, Robbie, and someone else, I can't remember who, but check that out, guys, and check out their channels as well. And I'm out of here. Hopefully the next time I see you guys tomorrow, we will be European champions. England European champions. That's an absolute mazza. Hey Flex, if we lose, blame KG. Don't ask why, I just will. I'm here for that. Let's just blame him. Big up, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.